Friends and family. These are not necessarily mutually exclusive. It's my pleasure on this happy day, with some trepidation, to say a few words about Dawn. Though I trust that she and Jake know each other pretty well by now and don't need much introduction from me. However, the wedding does force me to accept that my little girl is now grown up. But it gives me the opportunity to metaphorically look back briefly through the family album to see where all the years have gone. However, after the first baby photos in her first 18 months, Dawn is soon joined in the pictures by first one brother and then another two. So, setting off to school at age 5, with 3 younger siblings already, I suspect Dawn felt pretty grown up by that time. There follow lots of pictures of Dawn and her brothers on beaches, in swimming pools, on bikes and on horses, and in particular on long country walks in Yorkshire. I remember Dawn keeping her brothers going on those long walks, endlessly telling them story after story after story. And this is particularly impressive to somebody who can't make up a story to save his life. Or otherwise, racing them across fields to get to the next squeezy stile. By the time Dawn went to Bedford High School at age 10, computers, I think, had been invented. And early on, Dawn caught the computer bug, to which I fortunately have an inborn natural immunity. And within a couple of years, Dawn was having articles she'd written published in Apple magazines. She had very good friends at Bedford High School, and it's lovely to see Vicky, Sinead and Phoebe here this evening to know that they've kept in touch. I remember in particular Vicky, when she and Dawn were about 15, they went on holiday, an independent holiday, youth hosteling in Yorkshire, cycling, and in 3 days they had climbed the 3 peaks of Yorkshire. And it was terrible weather, if I remember, but they did it, and this shows the determination of both girls. And it's no surprise to me that Vicky, with such spirit, has managed to make a successful career in the army. It wasn't actually very much longer. Dawn dragged me up on the 3 peaks of Yorkshire walk, which you have to do 26 miles up the Whernside, Ingleborough and Penyghent all in one day. And that was the first time any member of our family did it. And we've got the mug to prove it.
We have got the mug.
After Bedford High School, Dawn didn't immediately know what she really wanted to do next, and in effect had a sort of gap year. I think this is where Jake came into the story, but we didn't know anything about it at the time. However, in September of that year, Dawn asked to borrow the car to take a friend to Swansea. A couple of days later, on her return, Dawn said, "You know, Swansea is a really nice place. The Gower's really beautiful, and it turns out it's a really interesting course at the Institute. I've been accepted on it, and I'm starting next week." I think that Jake may have had something to do with this. Now, I don't know the chronology, but I think within a couple of years, Dawn and Jake were renting a flat on the promenade, and on graduating, had set up their company doing 3D animation in their living room with 3 desks and half a dozen computers. And I think Liam joined them about that time. I'm not sure of the others. Early on, they got a commission to make a 3D animation video of Dylan Thomas's face from scanned images of his death mask, so that on the 100th anniversary of his birth, a film of Dylan Thomas reading "Do Not Go Gently Into That Good Night," his poem, could be made. This was a huge technological feat, and it was a real achievement, and I think that was one of the things that got them noticed, as being able to do things that, frankly, nobody else could do. So that's a real achievement. From there, quite rapidly, they moved the company into the groovy Technium building in SA1, and have gone from strength to strength from there, doing mainly 3D visualizations of buildings before they've been built, so that some of you will understand this and some of you won't, and probably none of you being wiser than I've spoken, so that property developers can sell property off plan before in other words, before the building has been built, and so that people can get planning permission, that sort of thing. Anyway, it's high-tech stuff.
Good sales pitch there.
and in the short time, I think it's about 5 years this is going, Dawn, first of all, was made Young Woman, Swansea Bay Young Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, and that was... ages ago, and more recently, their company has been given an innovation award for Swansea Bay. So they're going from strength to strength and getting more high profile. Over this time, we've got to know and like Jake very much indeed. So we were absolutely delighted to hear of their decision to get married very recently. Now, realizing that I might be expected to say something about marriage, I reached this easy way out for the Penguin Book of Proverbs. Only to find it was gone, like many things in our it's not there. But the one I remember from that is the saying, there goes more to a marriage than 4 bare legs in a bed, which conjures up a lovely image, I think, of those nice cotton nightshirts and snow days in the West Country, something like that. But it doesn't give any very useful tips about what else there is and what's to be done about it. But then I realised that marriage is a house which, if we want to live in, we all have to buy off-plan, without the benefits of 3D visualization. I know theirs will be built on the strong foundations of love, trust, commitment and creativity, with architects and builders who are second to none. The Turks have very useful expressions for many occasions, and on marriage they very often say, I'll give it to you in Turkish first of all, Bir yastıkta kocayan, which means, on one pillow or bolster, may you grow old. So Dawn and Jake, we wish you every happiness, and on one pillow, may you grow old.